Hey, how's it going today? Welcome back to Hall's Custom Body and Paint. And I am going to try to finish fitting this floor pan. I've been looking at it for a few minutes before videoing. And I'm going to have to get some more metal to patch some more of the floor over here by the door jamb. But I'm going to try to get everything that this needs to attach to wire wheeled and ready for welding. So I'm not going to do any welding today because I need to get some more sheet metal. I'd like to get all this stuff welded at one time for fitment reasons. So all right, let's get started. I've got my death wheel here and I'm going to get the pan out of the way. Oh, sorry about that. I was getting my old man knees on. So, where should I start? Well, I guess we're going to start down here in the sill. So. Okay, so I think I've done all the wire wheeling that I can really, that's practically going to help. So I'm going to, as when I was off camera, I put the pan back in and I traced the height of the pan or around the perimeter so I know how much material I can cut out of this whole area. And that's kind of what I'm going to do now, is a lot of death wheel action. I hope you guys like it. I think that's probably gonna do it. Slivers. All right, a little bit more. We're almost there. And that's got some spot welds in it. Alrighty, so I am going to change my death wheel and I will be back to you guys in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. So I decided to go ahead and put a flapper wheel on, and I'm just going to go around and clean everything up. This little bit here I'm going to just grind off with the flapper wheel. So just give me a few minutes. So basically I'm just going around to knock the burrs off the edges. Yeah, I've had some burrs that were pretty big in the past that got sandwiched in between two pieces and had to take it back apart and clean it out. So better just to hit it now while it's easy to hit. And let's see, I'm going to try to refit the pan and see if it fits any better. It was not fitting down as low as it should. So I'm going to do that, and well, let's just do it on video, I guess. Probably better that you guys get to see it anyway, so you understand what I'm trying to do. Oh yeah, that's much lower. It's not back all the way though. And a lot of times you have to, there's a lot of different ways of getting things to fit right, but that's not terrible. That's actually pretty good. And I've got this corner over here, and I know it's hard to see. Let me sneak that camera over here for a second. Pardon the, I don't know, whoop-de-doos for a minute. So what I want you to see is this area right down in here. So the seat bolts up here, and it kind of, the seat overhangs this whole area really. But as you can see, there's a support member under here. You see the spot welds right along in here. There's another one, and it goes this direction. That's where the seat belt bolts in at. Well, evidently the water's gotten trapped between the two laders and it rusted it out here. Oddly enough, if you go right around the corner, I was wailing on it with my pick hammer earlier and it wouldn't move. And it obviously it's plenty strong. But right here, I just very lightly touched it and it went right through. So I'll have to, I've got enough material to probably cut that out later today. I'll just have to see how far I get. So anyway, let's go down below and I'll show you what I'm talking about with the seat, or the floor. You can see right here the gap. Now, if this were done, I don't know, back when the truck were built, if this was an original pan, it probably would fit better. But those are the fun things about doing sheet metal work. So here we go. As far as height goes, you can see it's up along the edge there. You can see where these bends are not as tight as they have or should be, and the way that you really get those to tighten up is by using sheet metal screws and or clamps to clamp them down in place. So as I start putting sheet metal screws in, I can see now that it's no longer going to hit anything. There's no longer any interference along the seam, and I just removed this old bend. That's what you saw me cutting out with the death wheel. So we should get a really good fit on this floor pan now, and I will bring you back when I am topside. All right, thanks. Okay, so we are back topside, and I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna get out the dreaded sandblast tank. I do have one. It's a small one. It's never worked right. I'm hoping that it works well today. I'm trying a different material. It feels like feels kind of like a combination of glass and plastic. I'm not sure exactly what it is because it doesn't really tell you. So not everything they sell, I guess it's not important for them to tell you. So anyway, it is safe, though it's not silica. So all right, I will be back in just a few minutes. And all right, so I even though the sandblaster's not working right, I did get the majority of this area clean. And so I'm going to go around and scuff all of the paint, the surface areas that are painted near the joint, because I'm going to coat those in weld through primer, and then I will start screwing the new floor back into place. So bear with me for a few minutes, and hopefully this will go rather quickly. And basically you're just trying to knock the shine off it. In case any of you don't know, if you go to primer a spot on your car and you do not sand it or scuff it, the paint or primer will not stick. Eventually it will come off. Unless it's self-etching, then you might have a chance of it staying, but chances are pretty slim. And yeah, so this one's probably medium, I'm not sure. It also helps get rid of all the grease and the grime and all that crud too, so. Looks pretty decent. I'll wipe that down real quick. And I'm not going crazy with paint cleaner and all that stuff. I'm just need to get this prepped well enough that it'll be okay. So let me get this rivet out of here real quick. Oh, we gotta go power up. I will be right back. that is fairly flat. I'm probably going to have to cut that section out. These sheet metal screws in. And I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Whenever you're ready. Oops. Let's try that again. That is not down. Now it's down. Most of the way, not all the way. Try this yet again. Okay, that looks decent. And sometimes when I'm doing this, I also will use like a small propane torch. You don't have to drag out the gas axe, but hitting them up a little bit here and there is not going to hurt them, and it does help them laying flatter. So I might end up doing that. All right, we got the corner to lay down flat. That's awesome. Probably one more, and I think that'll probably wrap it up, at least for now. May have to go up and over. Right there. Boy, that thing is really in the way. There we go. that's pretty good. And if you can hear that kind of hollow sound when I hit it there along the edge, there is a slight gap here because the two pieces of steel are kind of bent slightly different. So when I do weld this, I'll either trim this off a little bit so it fits better, or I use like a pry bar or a large screwdriver or something and push it in until they're flat and then tack it. All right. Let me stand up for a second. Well, I think that's probably gonna do it for today. I gotta clean up my mess, and then maybe I'll do like a minute at the end where we just show the new floor pan in place, so that way you can get an idea, a better idea of what it looks like. All right, I'll bring you back in a little bit. Okay, so this is more or less the finished product. Obviously I still got a little bit of work to do before I can weld it, but it's a good, nice fit. We now have a solid floor again, with the exception of welding. And so basically what I'll do is I'll take all the screws out. I will punch all the holes in it for plug welds, screw it back in, and then I will do all the plug welding. I'll probably put some miscellaneous tacks on top and bottom where the actual lap is. And once all those welds are dressed, I will seam seal it and primer it. And someday, eventually, we'll get to paint it. So, thanks for watching, and I hope that you guys like it, and I hope that you subscribe and leave me a like. Thanks.